America's 52 Stories, with life lessons for personal growth.
Thomas Ruger. He graduated near the top of his class at West Point, left the Army to study law, and then returned to the military to lead a Wisconsin regiment of volunteers. He was a competent leader whose simple mistake had incredibly tragic consequences on this field. Officers of both armies preferred to issue orders in writing so there would be no mistake as to what action to take. On this occasion, Ruger sent one of his staff officers to give Commander Silas Colgrove orders for his next move. However, the instructions were not in writing. Instead, they were delivered by word of mouth. The events that followed initiated one of the most heartbreaking moments of the battle. What the staff officer said and what Colgrove heard were not the same. The original order was to determine the strength of the Confederate forces. What was interpreted was an order to attack. Two contrary interpretations of orders were about to generate a human catastrophe. The officer under Colgrove, who was subsequently instructed to make the attack, was not sure if Colgrove clearly understood what he was ordering, since it was obvious to everyone hearing the order that its fulfillment would put two regiments in extreme jeopardy. Colgrove remembered.
The enemy's advantages were such that a line of our skirmishers would be cut down before they could fairly gain the open ground that intervened. The only possible chance I had to advance was to carry the Confederate position by storming it.
In other words, fake out your opponent by doing something totally unexpected, if not incredibly irresponsible, and hope you will win the day. The order was carried out, but not before the attacking officer was heard to say,
"Well, it is murder, but it is the order."
The moments that followed witnessed incredible valor and the unimaginable waste of human life. Ruger suggested later that there was just a simple misunderstanding. But in a few horrifying minutes, nearly 300 soldiers lay dead or wounded, all because someone failed to communicate in writing. Put it in writing. Communication can be tricky. That is why there are pens, paper, word processors, barrels of ink, and electronic messages to scroll simple, declarative sentences such as, "Determine your competitor's strengths before you make a move." Do not assume that a subordinate understands a simple oral instruction, or that you understand a superior's oral directive. Written communications will influence success or failure. It is not suggested that every communication be in writing, only those that have an important impact on how your objectives are reached. To put something in writing is generally meant to avoid any misunderstanding. Not wanting King George III to misunderstand, Thomas Jefferson put the sentiments of an infant nation in writing with the Declaration of Independence. Not wanting the country to misunderstand the purpose of the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln put his thoughts in writing with the Gettysburg Address. Not wanting customers to misunderstand a transaction, businesses put their sales agreements in a written receipt. If you have any doubt about what someone said, write it down. The written word is a visual, tangible mechanism to clarify, qualify, and quantify. To be successful, write down your goals so you can see them often, or else they are only wishes with no visual clarity to trigger the passion needed for their accomplishment. Right now, every student has the right to be thinking, what do I do with this information? Let's start by asking these questions, and you can provide your own answer.